of IELTS examination. My name is Sapna Dhameja and I would be your examiner for this part of the test. This test would be recorded. What is your full name?
Well, my full name is Jagjit Singh. It is as per my passport.
Okay, how may I address you?
You may call me with my first name, Jagjit.
May I see your identification, please?
Yes, ma'am. Sure. Here it is my passport, which I have used for registration of this examination.
Thank you so much, Jagjit. Thank you. Okay. May I know where do you come from?
I am from a small village named as Mamupur, which is in the northern part of our country.
Can you define your town a little?
Yes, if I talk about the layout of my hometown, it is not very big and not much small. There are approximate 100,000 people living in my hometown, and there are a lot of facilities like good education and good health facilities.
Okay, do you like your village?
Yes, definitely. I like my village because lush green area of my village attract me most.
Okay. Few questions will be based on flowers. Do you like flowers, Jagjit?
Yes, ma'am. Definitely, I like flowers because it always gives me a good vibe and provides energy to me.
Do you give gifts flowers to your friends?
Yes, definitely. I vividly remember I gifted a flower to one of my friend on his birthday.
Okay. Which flower you like most and why?
Well, I like rose most because it conveys a message to us to always stay happy in any type of circumstances.
Few questions will be based on listening to music. Do you prefer listening to music?
Yes, definitely. As I am a writer, I usually like to listen music of other. With the help of that, I can write on my own songs.
What type of music you like listening to?
Honestly speaking, I like pop music because it provides energy to me and always helps to me get out from the stress.
Okay. Do you think in your country people like listening to music?
Yes, definitely. There are a lot of people who like to listen music, but their choice is very different. As old people like to listen a holy type of music, and the youngster like to listen Western music.
Few questions will be based on color. What is your favorite color?
Frankly speaking, white is my favorite color because I think my personality is like that. As every color can be observed on the white, and I can change myself according to any type of circumstances.
Do you think colors affect our mood?
Yes, definitely. Colors affect our moods because every color has its own symbol and it conveys every time different message. As white is a symbol of peace and red is a symbol of like martyr people.
Okay. Do you think without colored life is dull and boring?
Yes, definitely. Without colors, life will be very boring and monotonous because if we don't have any type of color, we cannot feel fresh and energetic.
What type of color people like to wear in your country?
As it is observed by me that most of the people like to wear black and white color because it is some from the traditional colors of my country.
Few questions will be based on visiting fair. Have you ever visited any fair?
Yes, ma'am. I visited a fair last year because there was a fair in my hometown, and I went there with my family.
What is the importance of fair in your country?
Yeah, as India is a diverse country, there are a lot of fair. Some of them are based on culture, and some of them are based on that traditions. What the people like most, and traditional things. And apart from it, some are based on the enjoyable and amusement.
Okay. Thank you, Jagjit. This is end of the part 1. Now I am going to ask you a cue card. So this would be your cue card. If you wish to plan your answer, you can. I am giving you 1 minute to prepare your answer. You can make notes. Just start speaking now.
As environmental issues are increasing at an alarming rate day by day, and it has become a grave concern worldwide. However, government imposed plethora of law in order to protect the environment. Some of them are ban on smoking and saving the tree. But here I would like to talk about a particular law which was imposed by the government some time ago. As I am from a farmer family, there is a law on the farmers that don't to burn the rest part of the crop after the harvesting. I am living in the northern part of the country, and here is a tendency in the farmers that they usually burn the waste of the crop after the harvesting. It creates lot of smoke and diseases. I vividly remember that was the time of last year. I was at my home and my summer vacations were going on. I was getting monotonous at my home. So I just opened Instagram and started scrolling there. I was amazed when I found that there were bundle of laws were implemented by the government and don't ban on the fire in the field was one from them. But when I went outside in the evening, I found that a majority of the public was forbidding to follow that law. It is a bitter truth that it will be beneficial for all the people living in the country, because when the fire applied in the fields for clearing the fields, this create lot of ailments and lot of contamination which people inhale and get sick. It will be beneficial for all the people of the country. As it is observed that the majority who are following this law, they are educated people. However, uneducated and illiterate people are not in favor of this. All in all, I want to say that that is the law which was imposed by the government and which will be beneficial for all the people in the country.
Good. Thank you. Now this is time to ask some follow-up questions, and these follow-up will be based on your cue card. Do you think this law is acceptable to the people?
Well, as I earlier mentioned in second part, the most of the people who are following this law, they are educated people, because they know very well what is their wrong and what is their right. They can judge their wrong and right. But the illiterate people are not in favor of this. They just want to don't want to follow this law for their personal sake.
Why?
Because they want to save some part of their money, they want to save some part of their money and also their time by forbidding this law.
Okay, is there any situation where people disobey this law?
Yes, many data were recovered that found that when the people disobey this law, and they were put into the jail as punishment, and some of them were heavily penalized.
Okay, do people like being a police officer in your country?
Yes, definitely people like to be a police officer in my country. However, it is aim of some youngsters only to perform a duty as a police officer. Some want to be a police officer because it is a respectable job. Apart from it, some want to be a police officer as it is a respectable job.
Okay, what qualities should a police officer possess?
I personally think a police officer should be polite in some time, but a police officer must be a law-abiding person, as he can inculcate law to other. Apart from it, he should be strict with the criminals who conducted offense.
Why?
Well, I think if a police officer will be polite with the criminals, it is not acceptable by the department, because as it is said by the ancestor that road is only a logic for the foolish. Then if a police officer behave strictly with the people, with the criminal, it can be improve in their self.
Okay, should people be penalized when they use mobile phone while driving?
Yes, definitely. There are lot of like gizmos developed by the scientist, with the help of which a person can drive a car by using mobile phone in hands-free mode. Apart from it, when a person use its mobile phone by looking in the screen while driving and chatting with someone, he should be heavily penalized.
Thank you, Jagjeet. Thank you so much. This is the end of the speaking test. So let's get started with the feedback. I would like to give the feedback of Jagjeet's test. He can get 6.5 band score over the speaking. First of all, I would like to give a light on fluency and coherence. In his fluency, although while listening to him, people can assume that he has great and elegant fluency, but as per IELTS speaking norm, his fluency is not up to mark. As intonation wise, he was not good enough. Wherever it was required to give stress on the words, he was giving that, but wherever it was not required, he was giving on those words stress too. So if you are giving stress unnecessarily on some words, so it will be counted on your fluency negative part. Don't do this. Fluency and coherence. So here his marks, his band score would be deducted, and otherwise he was good. In case of lexical resource, he was good enough. He had used good amount of vocabulary words, but need to work more over lexical resource to enhance his score. In case of grammatical range and accuracy, he had done rare mistakes, but he had done 3 big mistakes. First of all, he had taken 2 big pauses, and pauses are not allowed in your IELTS examination. Instead, you can use some fillers, or you can use signpost rather than giving a pause. Moreover, twice he had done self repetition. He spoke a line and again he spoke that line. He did autocorrection too. He spoke a word and then he did correction over there. So autocorrection and repetition, these two are not allowed in IELTS examination. In case of pronunciation, he had some problem in pronunciation part 2, and he will lose in pronunciation, he will lose the band score in pronunciation part. So overall he'll be able to get 6.5 score. Thank you so much.